Woo! Just do it. Not always. So, kids are swimming in the pool, and my work gym is empty. So I'm like, why not? My kids are old enough to be embarrassed to be on my lives now. They used to not be embarrassed, but now they are. So, all right. They're angsty teens and they're not even teenagers yet. Close. Warming up. Yeah, sometimes. You gotta make do. How would I have been able to function as a weight trainer if I didn't have my cuffs and I didn't have my protractor to allow me to bias each individual fiber with the right cuff? Shut up and lift. Just lift, my dude.
I'm not strong enough unless I have my cuffs.
I'm gonna do one more warm-up set with that weight and then I'm gonna jump up. Doing like flat bench, I always feel like I can have my grip way closer together. Incline, I feel like better when I'm wider. I've always felt that way, even with dumbbells. But this feels more friendly on my shoulders and my elbows and my wrists, both wider. Love that. I don't barbell bench at all. I need to do more. I only use dumbbells or machines. I mean, so most gyms that I go to, the dumbbells are woefully underweighted because where I live in my area of the planet, we're so far behind the curve of exercise, and you can tell by the populace. there's only like 2 gyms in the area that have dumbbells that go over 100. And I gotta drive like a half an hour to get to them. So to the point, barbell are my only option. So instead of going, I need a gym pin and hit a machine or I'm never gonna grow in my chest. The idea is that some people don't have access to those machines. So wouldn't you like somebody to be able to go, this is how you would proficiently press with a barbell? In my head, well, take your time, man. You get there. Well, anyway, the point of the story is not everybody has access to top-of-the-line equipment, especially not around here. $225. Woo! Was it 9? I thought it was 10. It could have been. It could have been 9. We're not real yet. I was gonna hope to get, well, hope's not a plan. I'm gonna go for 275 for between 4 and 6 for the next set. Here's 255. XL shirt with the tight sleeves, and it's ridiculous. They're here, right there, 1, 2. They're right there. Jay, what up? All right, 255, shooting for between 6 and 8. See how we do. My cam looks pretty big there. Very nice. All right, I'll be all right. Here we go. Woo! Nice. I go for ladies. Ladies. All right, we got a 275 coming up. Well, felt pretty great. What I miss? Good physique. I'm good on my way to church. Have fun with church. He spelled physique wrong, but thank you. 2 minutes and I'm gonna go again. 2 more minutes. This is a long 2 minutes. All right, here we go. All right. Woo! So I went in between 4 and 6. I got 5. Pretty happy about that. Yay. Now I'm going to flat. So there is this ugly word getting floated around on TikTok. Fatigue. And the idea is that they say that this is a boogeyman that's going to halt all progress and that you will eventually atrophy into nothing if you train through fatigue. But the reality is, hold on. Okay, it's fine. The reality is, your body adapts to any stimulus imposed on it. So if you hit fatigue, that's good. You're supposed to do that. And then your body goes, okay, well, the next time I hit that level, I need to adapt to get a little bit better. And that's how people, and the analogy that pisses me off, and I'm still pissed off by it, somebody said to me, well, I'm a D1 athlete, and I was able to run 2 kilometers in so-and-so time, and now I can run 5 kilometers in so-and-so time. And I'm like, the reason why that happened wasn't because you stopped training when it got hard. Is you got to that point where it was hard, you rested, you recovered, and then you went again. The idea is that I've been training longer than most the people screaming fatigue have been alive, which means I've adapted over the course of decades to have a little bit better accumulation of fatigue versus the average lifter who's just starting out between 2 to 3 years. I trained myself for that. That's the point. I also train so that I can live in this body for the rest of my life, which I'm hoping is going to be a long time. Say it again. Shadow of the mind, you're standing in. Yes. Don't you pick on a brain your own side. That's so good. I thought that was wrong, and it was. So now we're good. What up, bars? You the song. All right, let's do 275 for as many until I accumulate fatigue. It's been about a year. I know you. I know you. Why don't you wear it? This might be a little high. Yeah, I have to pop my shoulders up to get off, to get back on the rack. I'm going to drop it. Sweet. I do grill live occasionally. The weather was very unpredictable yesterday, so I wasn't able to grill. Nah, not today. Let's see how 315 feels today, yeah?
The fire inside keeps you alive when the walls are cold, when the walls are cold. When the winds are cold.
I think the funniest thing. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, I take creatine. I actually sell creatine now. I take creatine, I take a pre-workout, and I've taken this pump supplement. I don't have it with me. I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine intake, so I'm not taking 2 scoops of pre-workout anymore. I'm only taking 1 with the pump, which is a non-stim. Yeah. If you buy 3, each one of these is 50 servings of 5 grams a scoop, each one of them. So 50 servings for 5 grams a piece for $19. If you buy 3, I'll give you free shipping. I don't know if I could do that because it's not a TikTok product, I guess. And I have an external website for it. So I don't know if I can do that. Besides, TikTok would take a cut, and I don't want that. I'm already selling it cheaper than most brands would anyway. It's all good. Why are you sorry? All right, I'm gonna hit 315 now. Enough of a rest. See how many I can do it for. It'll be fun. And then remind me to tell you a musing I had just a moment ago. If I had a spotter, I would have gone for a 5th. But I don't. Amusing. So I just did the sets of the incline bench, right? With a wider grip. Because it felt better on my shoulders doing it that way. The guys, I use the term loosely, because it's 2025. With less mass that I have in my entire arm, will tell me that to get the upper pec, I have to go into shoulder flexion, right? So me doing a wider grip incline press worked my upper pec less than me doing a tight grip flat. And I'm just like, dude, no, absolutely not. Okay, I don't. Paul, what up? I don't particularly love men. In fact, I don't care for men at all. So 3:15 for 4. I'm gonna do another set between 3 and 4 there. I do love mature women. I also like immature women. What game is that? I don't play games. Oh, true story. I got left on red from a woman, 42 years old with 4 kids, single mom with 4 kids. Like, do you really get to be picky with 4 kids in your 40s? I'll take whoever is a respectable human being at this point. But to just go, okay, I'm gonna, because your schedule isn't ideal, I'm gonna not talk to you anymore. Okay, cool. You got 4 kids, sis. 4! You don't get to pick. You don't get as many choices as you think. I have 2 kids, and trust me, my choices are limited. Maybe. My loss. No, I dodged a bullet. All right, gonna do one more set. I'm ready to roll. All right, I'm happy with that. Father is fathering. It's a train. All right. So my choices here are limited because I really only have barbells to work with. The dumbbells go up to 80. And then we do have a cable stack, right? So in theory, I could do cable presses. I'll just give it a shot. I'll give the cable presses a shot. Do that. All right. So now I'm thinking about how I'm going to set this up. I'll probably do the same kind of setup that I did with the incline press. Let's do. How would you rate your experience as being a father? Best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. Oh shit! I forgot! The one cable's broken. I forgot! No! Ah! Damn! I thought he fixed it. Damn it! Science bros are gonna hate this next one. Science bros are gonna fucking hate this next one. Which brings me joy, because fuck them. I don't give a shit. Well, I'm gonna put this all away. I tried that all the way here, nothing. Oh. Oh.
Finish the strong with Paul. Coming next, a few songs with some truly notable guitar, starting with Minus Element.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be difficult for you to see it, but I'll give it my best. How about that? But see, the thing is, this cable's just broken. There's no cable here. Science bro's gonna hate this one. I'm not worried about elbow extension here. I'm worried about bringing my humerus across the midline. So I'm not trying to punch out and straighten my arm out all the way. That's not the goal here. The goal is to just keep the elbow bent 90 degrees. Even when I come out, you'll see it better when I turn around. Since I haven't done this in like ever, I need to make sure that my weight is right. Burger King is having a buy one, get one for Father's Day. Do you know how much time I would spend in the bathroom if I had Burger King? And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even trying to be gross or anything, but like my colon would be like, nope. So see how my elbow is bent 90 degrees here? Just as soon as this arm, as soon as this bone crosses here, I've gone as far as I need to. Any further than that, I'm rotating, and that's not checked. But the problem ends up being for a science bro, it's not stable enough. I know that was light. It wasn't supposed to be heavy yet. This way. I'm just thinking to myself. So if I did this, right, here, I could do that one, like that. This could work. Oh yeah, this will work. Great, sweet. All right, I figured it out. Your beef with the science-based approach must be studied. Well, the thing is, it's twofold. My beef with the science bros is actually, I'll say, it's multi-pronged because there's more than one reason. Number one, they are confusing progressive overload with linear progression. Because all of these people that jump on the whole high weight, low reps, machine-based stabilization phase, right? They can empirically see a growth in strength right off the bat, but that would be true of any exercise program from a newbie standpoint. Anybody who is new to training will get an illicit increase in strength as the sessions increase, as long as the stimulus remains relatively constant. You can increase your strength neurologically. So that's linear progression. Goes for about 8 weeks, then it drops substantially. So it's so easy to go up to machine and go, this week I did 60, the next week I did 70, the next week I did 80. Oh, look, I must be getting stronger and I must be getting bigger because I'm able to increase the weight week after week after week, which could mean on a subset rant, the person wasn't really putting themselves in the position where they should be growing in the first place, meaning the 60 might have been too light. Conversely, let's say the 60 was appropriate and they do end up increasing. You can't exponentially you cannot expect that to keep happening for 6 months, 8 months, a year at a time. It just won't happen. Your body's gonna go, I need a break, I need to catch up. But they say manage risk, manage fatigue with shorter rest periods and, greater volume, less frequent, more frequency, less volume per session. And I get that concept, but the reality is if you keep trying to add weight session after session after session, week after week after week, I don't care how you structure your program, you're not going to be able to do it. Otherwise, there'd be people who've been at this game for 6 months who would be benching, like in theory, benching if they could translate their strength from a machine to a bench, which they can. They'd be benching 4 or 5 like that within 6 months. And that's not how it goes. And we all know this. So the hubris, again, the hubris of a 17-year-old who doesn't even have his big boy hair yet is trying to tell me I don't know how to train because I didn't, goon over the latest Instagram or TikTok fad. And because I didn't do that, I don't know what I'm training. I don't know how to train. I don't know anything about it. And there are these people that are, way, more outspoken than me who have a following that'll just they get a pass for some reason. Remember when that one guy joined the live and argued with you for 2 hours? Yes, okay, and that's what's so funny because he completely misunderstood the assignment because he was arguing that an arched bench would enable him to recruit more chest because the weight that he could move was bigger. And that's what I tried to explain to him, no, you made the movement mechanically advantageous for you. You shortened the ROM, you allowed leverages to come into place that were not in place before on a regular standard bench.
And that's why you can move more weight. That's why there are these women, no offense to women, love it, that can bench 250, 300 pounds, but they have no pec muscles because they learn how to move their body and contort their body into a way to make the movement more efficient. They do not have large chests. Do you understand the difference? He didn't. And I was getting madder and madder because he was like asking me questions and then flubbing the question. Like he wouldn't know how to ask the question because he didn't really understand the topic at hand. I forget what he asked, but he basically asked me to define the word and the definition. He's like, how do you, I think it was motor unit. It's like, what measurement of motor unit describes the muscle's contractile force or something like that? And I'm like, the thing that produces contractile force is a motor unit in my head, but he said that in the phrase, so he must be looking for another word. You know? So I'm like, ugh. Thanks, Matt. So the idea is that just like a parrot, you can teach a parrot phrases, but the parrot doesn't know what the phrase means. The parrot can parrot the phrase in context, meaning if you teach the parrot when to say the phrase, it would say it appropriately, but still doesn't understand the subject at hand. You could train a parrot to say, Polly want a cracker, when the cracker is presented to them. Just like it would say, Polly wants a cracker while you're watching TV with no cracker in front of it. You train the parrot, Polly want a cracker, when it sees the cracker. These people are like, well, motor unit recruitment isn't there. Because you see somebody doing something unstable, and they've seen the phrase motor unit recruitment repeatedly over and over and over again in conjunction with that unstable movement, so they would go, oh, I guess that means my motor unit recruitment must be poor, thus not being a great exercise for hypertrophy. I'm gonna say the phrase. I'm gonna ring the bell, give them the cracker. That makes me so mad. It helps you push more weight. It doesn't help you build your chest. That's the distinction. If I wanted to bench more weight than I could right now, I would try for the next several weeks to get myself to that high powerlifting arch stature, move the ROM about 2/3 of the ROM, I would hit the bench, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it purely the way I've been doing it this whole time. Flat back, neutral spine, shoulder blades engaged. That's what I want. All right, I'm gonna do one more set, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna have to do dumbbell flies, but with 80 pounds. Not really thrilled about it, but whatever. I mean, I could in theory do one arm cable fly. I don't really want to. So I won't. Oh, this is my girl. This is easy money. But what was I doing? Because that's a new stimulus, or not new stimulus, because it's a stimulus I haven't done in a while, that might produce some more soreness. So soreness, again, people were saying like, oh, you don't want to chase soreness, we don't want to chase that pain or discomfort from training. I get that. That's not muscle damage. That's neurologically saying, I did something I'm not used to doing. And because your body is really good at self-preservation, we'll go, I'm gonna tell you not to do that again because I don't know if that's gonna hurt me. So that's where soreness comes in. So the soreness that comes in from doing a movement that you're not familiar with is a defense mechanism. Your body's protecting itself, which is great. We want that. That's why when people are like, I don't feel sore, I'm like, probably because you're doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, for sure, you're gonna get sore when you do a new exercise. Dips, because there's no such thing as a lower pec. I just want, that's another thing that fucking pisses me off. There's no such thing as a lower pec. I know what you meant. You wanna work this part of the chest and down. The idea is that in order to work this part of the chest and down, this is the sternal head. From here down, where my fingers lie, sternal head. It's all the same muscle. I don't wanna hear anything bullshit otherwise. It's the same muscle, which means that it will contract as a whole or it won't. That being said, in order to make sure I'm not using any of this, I want to be pushing in a downward sweeping movement. So people would argue downward, like a tricep dip would be my number one choice, or a high to low cable fly tight to your body would be another good choice. Decline bench is laughable as an option. I would never tell somebody to do decline bench. No, I don't have Twitter. Just a show or a trick. What am I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna do flies. I haven't done decline bench literally ever. Like, I mean, I literally have never done it. Because I know how anatomy works. Start with 50s, just because I want to. Like I'm already feeling tight in my pecs, probably from the benching, but it could be from that other exercise I just did. So I'm playing it smart, listening to my body.
System up and down on that last one. Coming in next, I got a set of artists that will just right. Vampires on the native juice first.
That's fine. I think if I keep that tempo, these are going to be fine for today. No. I can, and I'm not going to though. I definitely can. I'm not going to. I'm listening to my body. I feel really tight here in my pec, right here. So I'm not going to do more. I absolutely can do more. But I made it this long for a reason. Is there anything you can do to lose it when that happens? Yeah, doing exactly what I'm doing. Going slow with a moderate weight that I can control comfortably. Just moving a weight to move it does nothing. Now my calves are small. Marcella, I don't appreciate your comments. Yeah, me too. Not gonna happen. That's not a girl. I wouldn't consider myself a bodybuilder. I bodybuild, but I'm not a bodybuilder. It was a breakup, obviously. Former fat kid needed to find himself. All right, I'm gonna do my next set. There's no chance Marcella's a girl, by the way. Just so you know, no chance. This is beautiful. Exactly. I always feel chest flies no matter what. I feel it here. Again, yeah, like what Groovy says, everybody's a dude on the internet. Everyone. I'm gonna hit one more set of that, and then I'm gonna stretch and then go join my kids in the pool. But probably by the time I'm ready to go in there, they're gonna be like, I wanna go home. All right. I'm gonna do a static hold stretch with weight at the end of this. So I'm gonna do a pec fly with like 15, 20 pounds, and I'm just gonna hold the bottom of the fly for a minute. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna slowly control it back up, and then I'm just gonna go about my day. That helps with that that chest soreness. You know how people say like chest is one of the most the muscles that get the most sore after a serious workout? Doesn't have to be. Chest fly better than bench? No. No. What people don't realize, there's co-contractions that happen, right? But then there's also a voluntary contraction that allows you to recruit more muscle fibers for a given task. For example, if you had somebody doing a leg press, right, and you had them squeeze a tennis ball, they would be able to put out more force doing the leg press. And that might be why some people have mouth guards when they lift, because they can generate more force because they squeeze their jaw muscles really tight, which elicits a little bit more contractions. Same thing with the compound compound press versus the fly. Yeah, I mean, in theory, even though you're only working one joint, the biceps and the forearms and the wrist all have to work to hold the dumbbell or the cable, unless you're a bitch and then you need to wrap it around your elbow, which I'm not. But the point of the story is, you're only getting, even if you go to failure, right, you'll think, oh, I'm hitting 100% of my muscle fibers. You're not. You're not. Really what? All right, I'm gonna do this last set.